said, I'm Nakara. I am receiving my master's tomorrow in cellular and molecular biology. I received my undergraduate degree here as well. So today I'm going to be presenting you guys a letter that I wrote for myself and the graduates titled Final Eviction Notice, because Indiana State University in Terre Haute is a pit stop in our journey, but it's not our final destination. Dear 2019 winter graduates of Indiana State University, I read you this letter with some bad news and good news. And since it's always better to end on a good note, I will start with the hard part. As of today, you will be receiving your final eviction notice as a student at Indiana State University. As heart-wrenching as this may seem, it is actually an opportunity for more life-changing experiences, because as one door closes, another is always opening. I understand that you have shared many burnouts, triumphs, stress, and sleepless nights, but these feelings will only be transformed with the new situations you will soon face in the adult world: bills, growing, or higher education. But your vacancy here didn't end at the emotional roller coaster specifically associated with schoolwork. You also became extremely familiar with your landlord's numerous facilities, many of which helped you get to this move-out day. As a tenant, you spent much time at our library locking yourself in a quiet room for hours at a time to study for an exam that only takes up a quarter of the time you spent studying for it, or visiting the Commons to order some of the best fine dining in town. We also appreciate your commitment you made to the rec center before spring break or at the beginning of the new year. As our journey comes to an end, I would like to reflect on my time as a tenant at Indiana State University. As I first began my journey here, whenever I informed anyone that I came from Cincinnati, Ohio, I was always given a look of concern with the question of why I chose this institution. And for a long time, I could never answer this question. And the many sleepless nights in the library, the periodical mental breakdowns that accompanied 3 exams in a week or a 15-page essay always made me question myself, why here? But then I remembered the family vibes of the African American Culture Center, the smile I received at George's as I walked up to the cash register to pay for my favorite menu special, wingdings and cheese fries, or the personal connections and the love-hate relationships I had with each of my professors when they weren't assigning numerous assignments in one week. And most of all, the lifetime friends I made from something as simple as an elevator ride that brought me to realize how much this has become my home away from home, and that out of 26,000 colleges and universities worldwide, I landed at Indiana State, not because I had to, but because I chose to. And although I don't know how I ended up in Terre Haute, I know why I never left this school. Because when they say more from day one, they really mean it. And now to the better news. Because you've been such a loyal Sycamore, we want to give you something in return to say thank you for all your hard work and dedication. A piece of paper. But not just any piece of paper, the most expensive paper you'll probably ever receive. This piece of paper will not only serve as your key to your next destination, but also as a certificate of your many achievements. I believe the most powerful weapon you can ever own is your mind. Your mind is something that no one can ever take away from you, and its power is determined by your own drive to make it stronger. And today, you've unlocked a new level of this weapon. But don't let the growth of the powerful weapon stop here. This is a new level of achievement you have to reach, but it won't be the last. You see, the journey of life is not just earning one piece of paper after the other. It's about putting together the building blocks so you can no longer be a tenant, but you will be an owner instead. And as this letter comes to an end, as I mentioned before, it's always best to end on a good note. So I would like to conclude with this final thought. As we started our journey at this university, I like that you're sitting in the front of the wall. You're the one who told us this. Well, me at least. We were told to look to our left and look to our right. And statistically, the 2 people beside us will not be here the following semester. So to my graduating students sitting down in their beautiful cap and gowns, I ask you to look to your left and look to your right. You and the people sitting beside you have beat the odds that were against you in more ways than others. Amen. And because of your continual development of self-trust, you're consistently aspiring to be the person you want to be, and you're almost there. Remember, you can't control what has already been written, but you can control what happens next. At Indiana State University, you've created so many stories worth telling and living, and now it's time for you to write your next chapter. Farewell and congratulations, winter class of 2019.